Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica and today I have my weekly makeup basket for you. I did try to mix up a little bit this week because I needed to just for my own sanity, but I was sick a lot of last week, so I didn't get to use everything from last week's makeup basket. So some of the things are going to be a carryover. Of course, my usual things that I only have one in a project right now, of course, have carried over, but some of the other stuff is carried over, some of it isn't, and I did finally wear the blue. I did promise I was going to wear blue, so I did. I decided to just do it today, get it over with, rip that band-aid. So we have some blue and some pink on today. All right, let's start with the, of course, Bobbi Brown face base. And I apologize, my voice is a little funky today because allergies, and it's been raining like cats and dogs all day. It was storming last night, and thankfully we didn't lose our power for long. And yeah, so it's just been one of those weather events. So Bobbi Brown face base, of course, because I am attempting to get this done before it is stupid hot, which we have had some really hot days, and today was actually a hot day, but tomorrow is going to be dropping a good 12 to 13 degrees from where it was today, and it's going to drop even more throughout the week. It's going to be a definitely cooler week, so this is time to get some more use on this one. All right, my foundation, of course, I'm going to stick with my Franken foundation, just that I have in this little bottle. And you know me, when that one's done, I'm going to Franken something else. I ought to do when I need to redo my foundation. That's one thing I don't think I have ever done on screen. So it's going to be weeks until I have to Franken a new foundation, but that's something I should do for one of my Franken Fridays if you guys are interested in seeing it. So I need to remember when it's time to Franken a new foundation that I need to film it. All right, my concealer, I'm going to stick with this one from Catrice. It is the Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer, and this is in the shade Light Beige because this is actually light enough that I can use it under my eyes. I didn't think I had another concealer that was light enough for my under eye area, but lo and behold, this one actually is, and I am going to take advantage of it while I still can. So, because pretty soon, once I start getting my summer color, even though it's technically still spring, I am going to not be able to use that when it's the height of summer because it'll be too light, because I can get pretty dark in the summertime. So I'm going to use it now, and then I'm going to use something else when I am super dark. All right, I don't have a ton of cream products, but I'm going to use what I have. So the first one for my cream blush is going to be this one from Pure Lace. It is the Blush Glow BB Cheek Color in Sweet Rose. This was in last week, and I only got to use it once, so I want to play with it a little bit more. And my cream highlighter is actually going to be the Jelly Much, which you guys will see. You guys have seen that before, you know. And I am bringing in my Kaja Play Bento Trio in Butter Up this week, and I do actually have a cream bronzer in this one. Even though it's not in a project, I'm still going to use it because the trio is here. So that is where my powder blush and powder highlight are coming in. And of course my powder bronzer I will have in my magnetic palette. And my powders this week. One you've seen like 60 bazillion times. This is the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. Of course, it's just going to stay in till it's done, and then I'm going to buy a new one. And then my face powder this week, I do have my Franken, which you'll see in my magnetic palette, but I am finally putting in my Huda Beauty loose powder, not pressed. This one is in Cherry Blossom Cake, so it's that pretty pink. And I have noticed my Franken powder still pulls a little warm on me, and I'm hoping that once I do my Franken powder, then I can top it with this pink, and that should hopefully help neutralize. I think I kind of smushed those two words together. It will help neutralize that a little bit. So that is my thought process on bringing in that powder. So let me push this stuff out of the way, and then we are going to get into the lip stuff. And I want to say it's mostly the same stuff as last week, or it could be identical. I don't really remember because I kind of shifted some things around and I don't remember all the things. But Some of these, they're just always in. So I'm definitely keeping in my Buxom Kitty. I looked on my 50/50 spreadsheet, and this is the only lip gloss I have in on that 50/50 challenge. So I definitely want to get some more progress on this. I know I still have more than half the year, but I do want to make sure, because this one is a full size. You can see that it is definitely much larger than the standard size Buxoms that I usually pan. All right, I've got the Ulta lip stain that I'm going to continue to work on. Has anyone ever tried that on their cheeks? I'm just curious if it would work on my cheeks. I think I've seen, was it like the Benetint that was out many moons ago, where it was a lip and cheek stain? So I'm wondering if that Ulta one would work on my cheeks as well. Just a thought. So if you have that one or another type of lip stain, let me know if that works on the cheeks as well. Okay, I have 3 lip liners, which is a little crazy pants, but that's how I roll. Of course, Buxom Hush Hush, because, you know, I really like it. Avon Alarm Red. This one is just in for usage. I don't remember how many uses I still need on this, but I really want to, even if I only get it used once in this makeup basket, it still works towards my goal of getting however many uses I need to get on it. So I want to keep that one in. And then of course I have the Nudestix Greystone, which is super dark brown, but very nice for kind of changing the tone of different lip things. So if you're wondering what my lip color is today, it's a little of this and a little of that. It is, I did put the Ulta lip stain down, and then I put Buxom Kitty over it, and then what did I do? Oh, I actually put a blue eyeliner with it to cool it down just a little bit. I know, it's weird, but what are you going to do? Oh, and I have this lipstick. It is from Avon. It is in Rich Spice. I'm having words issues again. It's the story of my life. And yeah, I'm going to be using this on my lips. I'm also going to be using it as a cream blush so that I can multitask it and get it used up. That is definitely on my list to get things done this year. All right, we need to move on to the eye stuff. And I got a lot of little individual singles here. So let me pull these all out of the way, get my brow stuff out of here, because, you know, I have a lot. So my same brow duo, I have the Essence Super Last Eyebrow Pomade, and then I have the Benefit Precisely My Brow Wax. Staying in forever and a day. I swear it's never going to be done. Either one of those is going to be done. The Sarah Creel Back of the Cab Mascara. Yep, that's going to stay in forever. Let me pull out all of my stuff so I can get this tray out of the way. I have some of my usual suspects here. The eyeliners are falling and I need to not drop them. So this is Mally Midnight, of course. The Give Beauty in Bathwater. This is the blue that I used on my lips. I know it's crazy, but I also have it on my eyes today. And I really want to get my usage on that. I'm hoping to get that one used up. Not used up, but get my number of uses done in this makeup basket. That's why I wanted to put it in again this week. I'm close, and I'm hoping I can get it done. This one is from Sephora. It is the 12-Hour Intense Ink Felt Liner. Again, that one's just in for usage. And then I haven't had this in for a couple weeks. This is the Starlux Gem Pencil in Ultra Olive, so you know I'm going to be doing some green eyeshadows for this week. Of course I am. I have a bunch of singles in various forms. So I've got this one. It is, oh, I'm just racking my brain trying to remember what it is. Urban Decay Liquid Moon Dust in Space Time. Yes, that is what that one is. I haven't had that in for a while. It was in a project, that project ended, and I did roll it into a new project, so I definitely want to get some more playtime on that. And then I have Dusty Lav from Lucky Chick, and I think I just have usage on this one, so I'm not sure if I remember how many uses I need, but even if I only get one this week, it is you know, baby steps towards that bigger goal. Jelly Much. I have a lot of Jelly Much. More than I normally have, which is crazy. You guys are used to these two. I always have these two in. Early Birdie and Desert Days, of course. When would I not have those in? I just realized my lights are turned up really high and it's kind of like making me look like I'm glowing. I should fix that, but we're almost through this video, so I digress. All right, let's get into the rest of the Jelly Much. I have the one from the Villains collection. This is in Spindle. It's that pretty purple. This is No Rest for the Vivid. Both of these are in for usage. And of course I have Mojave Moves, which you guys know I absolutely love that one. And again, this one is in just for usage. Super Shocks. I have two of them. I have Ritz, and then this one is Forever Bewitching, which is the purple. This one is just for usage, where Ritz, I am attempting to finish that one this year. All right, Magnetic Palette, and then on to the palettes. Let me pull everything over here in front of me. And let's get this Magnetic Palette out of the way first. So I have my Franken powder here. It doesn't look as orange here, but I don't know if it's oxidizing on my face or what it is. And me being an oily girl, it just might be my oils pull out the orange base to it. Who knows? But that is why I brought in the Huda powder, just to kind of counteract that. All right, my little bitty tiny bit of Franken bronzer here. Yes, I need to do another one. This one is Catrice Legendberry Blush. This one's in for usage. I'm really hoping that I can get all of my uses in this week so that that one can be rolled out. This right here is a cream or gel. It is a gel eyeliner from the Profusion Eyes Trendsetter palette. So I have this eyeshadow, this black eyeshadow, also from that palette. This one is Fate from the ColourPop. Was it Ballad? I don't remember. One of the ColourPop palettes. I just pulled it out of there since it's magnetized. My Franken brow shade. Testing my brain here. This is Forest Eve. It is a Coastal Scents Hot Pot. This is the Franken. This is the Franken from Bare Minerals Lime that I just did this past Friday. And I need to swatch it for you guys. Now that it is dry, looks pretty neutral. I mean, it looks really neutral. Can you guys even see that on my skin? Yeah, that is going to be super, super easy to use. I'm excited about that. All right, let's get on to the rest of them. So I have two Luxie shades here. This was my other Franken. I need to show you that one. Get it on a different finger. This one is dark, which I wanted. I wanted it to be dark. That is what she looks like. It is like, I added black to it and it almost pulls a little brown green, which is weird because it started from Forest Eve and I added black and that's the difference. Very strange, but I don't care. I'm going to use it. It gives it a slightly different tone. I'm okay with that. All right, so what else do we have? Oh, my other Franken. I did purposely put all of my Frankens in here. This is that one that was from the Coastal Scents 88 palette that I've Franken multiple times, just attempting to make it less matte. And that is it right there. It is definitely more of a satin type of a shade now, which I'm totally okay with. So I'm going to try to use that at least once in this makeup basket. And then what else do I have? One last thing, and this is that middle shade from the Huda Beauty Amethyst Obsessions palette that I just pressed into here on a previous Franken Friday, just repressing Friday, and that is everything for my magnetic palette. So let me get that out of the way. I am covered in makeup now, and let's get the palettes out of the way. The first one is from Pacifica, and yeah, you know I've Franken this a bunch of times, and I keep forgetting to use it. So that's what she looks like. I need to get some usage in on that one. I have my Hema Be a Natural eyeshadow nude palette. I just have these three shades that I'm going to be working with. I needed some neutrals. I definitely needed some neutrals so that I can play with some of the other stuff. Then, of course, the essence, I like to Mauve It. I had this in last week's basket. I wasn't able to use it, so it is in again this week. I will be using it this week. And then last but certainly not least, my Better Together Pan That palette, and this is from ColourPop. It is Blush Crush, and yeah. Don't know if I'm going to have a shade finished in it this week, but it's going to be darn close. So cross my fingers that I can make some really good progress. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I think I have covered everything. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. With the way I'm scatterbrained today, you just never know. Alright, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until I see you on my next video, have a beautiful day.